What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of How to Upgrade. So today I will be showing you how you can upgrade your Thunderous Warlord Alliance Trial deck, the brand new trial deck for Gao Mikados, which features the brand new flag with Thunder Emperor's Fang. So Thunder Emperor's Fang at first glance is very interesting because you can play multiple worlds in one single deck, which is quite new. Other than Dragon Zoi, there's not much world. Zoi and I, there's not much world that can actually mix clans other than dual worlds, but otherwise this is a really cool concept. So I will be doing a how to upgrade video and a quick review of this trial deck and whether you should get it or not. So let's get started. Alright, in first glance trial deck you can see Gao Mikado with the box topper art, and of course inside you can actually get one of our free promo buds. I won't do the opening because I already has laid up everything here. Gao Mikado's deck is 5-star offense. Obviously, contrary to Atora, which is the 5 defense stars, but it's more of a offensive deck. Technique 3-star. So it's actually slightly takes more skill to play, but otherwise, but it's still a very easy deck to play. So what we see here is a very base. If you play around with this deck, you definitely can feel how they're trying to introduce the multiple world system, as so long as any card that has the Thunder Empire attribute in the card, you can play in the deck. So you can play many different cards in the future, and I can't wait to see what Bushido brings and supports for this deck, because supporting this Thunder Empire Fang thingy, it helps support many other worlds as well. For example, Dungeon World has gotten a very good negate. Dungeon World has been lacking in proper negates that doesn't have any costs, and this is the first time they got one, the 95 attack, which is great. Alright, so this deck, of course, it can work if you're playing around with this deck as a way to build up your confidence and learn about the game. This is a great deck. Otherwise, I find there are many cards that's really unnecessary in this deck, so that's why I'm gonna do an how to upgrade the video. So of course, if you're new to this deck, please play around before upgrading your deck, otherwise you kinda waste money buying unnecessary stuff. So this is where this video comes in, where you will know what to buy and how to upgrade your decks. So without further ado, let's get started. For Barbats Arc Dragon is just so damn good. For a trial deck card, it's just simply amazing. It's basically a top tier card just because of its abilities. Pay 1 gauge and during a turn cannot be destroyed, similar to Obats. He has the double attack, and he has the overturn skill. The overturn skill is pay 1 gauge and during your attack phase, and stand the Thunder Empire on the field and discard. So pay 1 gauge, you can resend this card and another Thunder Empire. So you basically get 2 free attacks. One reason why this card is also very good because of the amount of resting cards there is in the game right now. So if you got rested by a Snake Gaze, you can just pay 1 gauge and resend this and that card. So it is very good against, not only for extra attacks but also to counter resting decks. So 4 copies is a must because it's a Barbats and it's the overturn ability. Alright, so the first changes I make to the deck is 4 copies of this Ancient World monster. Really not necessary because this is a Gao formation deck. Gao formation deck usually takes up size 2s, size 1s and size 0s sometimes, like Boomerang Dragon. So instead I'm going to play 4 copies of Thunder Emperor Dragon Barbats Secret Pack. So yes, these cards are from the Secret Pack. So this deck is actually very powerful right now. In Japan, it's been topping all over the place. So it's definitely worth the investment. Because especially right now where the championship, Spring Fest, Autumn Fest, etc. is going on, this is actually one of the top picks for winning the championship to go Japan. So yeah, it's size 2 monster, core cost 2 gauge. A slightly steep cost, but there's no problem because this deck actually has a lot of gauge gaining. So gauge cost is not a problem. Alright, 2 gauge. During a turn, this card can be destroyed, similar to original Buds. If you have 4 or less life, this is a 3 crit monster. So not only you have a 2 crit monster, you have a 3 crit monster when you are at 4 life or less. Basically limit break. Alright, overturn skill. So it's very similar to the original trial deck Buds, but this one is slightly more aggressive. Pay 1 gauge and discard a card from hand. If you do, stand all cards on your field. Alright, this ability is very good because you can even stand your weapons, and of course, if you're playing the brand new impact, which is the 20 damage impact, you want to do as much damage as you can. So definitely I'm playing 4 copies of these because this just maximizes the number of attacks you do, thus reducing the cost for the impact, which I will go on later on. So 4 copies to replace that Ancient World Dragon. Now 2 copies of this Star Dragon World card, totally I won't even play it. It's just not so good. So I'm gonna place in 4 copies of Saint Holy Sword of Dragon as seen in the anime. Chibi Panda has achieved its final form, which is a very cool card. It has double attack for size 1, which is amazing because double attack size 1 is just so good. And it has 2 crit. If it's like a double attack size 1 is 1 crit, but it's a 2 crit beat stick. And of course it has the move ability, which is very good as well because you can protect your life points. And unfortunately Butts does not have the move, so Butts can't protect you, but Chibi Panda, your loyal friend, can protect you. So if you have a Butts on the field, reduce the size by 1, so it's a size 1 monster. So it's a size 1. That's the reason why I play more Butts, because if you have Chibi Pandas, they benefit from you having Butts on the field. So I'm maxing out Butts and 4 Chibi Pandas. Alright, this card is another form of Chibi Panda. I don't know why they look so similar. I guess this looks more happy. It looks like it's flying. If you have a original size 2 Greater Thunder Empire on the field, it is a size 0 monster, a Boomerang Dragon with 2 critical, 5k attack power. That is good. And if you have an item equipped, you can bounce it back to your hand. So yeah, and 2 copies of size 0s. You want to have the Gao next generation Gao formation, which is size 0 in the center. Chibi Panda with a double attack on the left or right, and Butts in another side. So you have a full form attack. Very, very good, especially you can reduce the impact cost. Now I'm going to take out 4 copies of Ammonite Ogre. There's no Ammonite Ogre, but yeah, it's basically just a penetrate card. I wouldn't even play it because I'll play 4 copies of Operative Spear. Operative Spear is a very good card because it is able to get you a lot of pluses. Okay, first off, you do play some multi-world cards on the field, so when this card enters the field, you can charge 1 gauge and gain 1 life. Gaining gauge is very, very important in this deck. It allows you to do 20 damage on your first turn. I've tried it many times and I managed to pull it off. Gauge is very important in this deck. So yeah, it gains you 1 gauge, 1 life. This is a +1 instant. And if you have 2 or more different cards on the field, so basically if you have any other card, maybe a Katana World or Danger World or any other card on the field, you can draw 1 card. So this card is so good. Alright, critical on this monster in this deck is not, to be honest, not very important because you will be doing the 20 crit impact, which wouldn't matter anyway. So yeah, the 1 crit doesn't matter. It is good. This is very important. Okay, next up, 4 copies of this hero card. We'll be removing for another card. 4 copies of the rare card from the new booster, Connect Ninja Tomo no Shin. This card is very, very powerful. Basically, if you heard of Chaos Darabirk, this is the same ability. BFF Sensor. When another monster enters the field, look at the top 3 cards of the deck and put up to 1 Thunder Empire among them into your hand and put the rest into your bottom of the deck in any order. You may only use this name skill once per turn. Alright, this is very, very good because this is not limited to once per game. So for example, once he enters the field, another card enters the field, you can look at top 3 cards and get a +1 for free. And so yeah, that's very good because consistency is key. And with him, and there's another reason why that everybody play 4 copies of Delbert in Darkness Dragon World, because it's so good. So 4 copies of him. It's a budget Delbert. I'm so happy that it's a rare. Thank goodness. He could have been a double rare, honestly, and people will still buy him. I'm going to take out Ochre Gazer, but if you guys want to go for budget option, you can play Ochre Gazer. Yeah, he gains gauge when he enters the field, so it's not too bad. I'm just going to take it out. I will take out the monsters, to be honest, because to balance out the monsters, I've counted to have it at 22 monsters. Let's go on to our spells. 4 copies of Offerings to the Thunder Emperor. Offerings to Thunder Emperor is one of my favorite spells. It is a very cheap card. Definitely, if you bought this trial deck already, go pick up this card. It's a common, so it probably costs less than $1. You may only cast this card if you have a Thunder Emperor Fang flag, which is what you're using. Choose and use one of the following 2 effects. Charge up to 3 gauge. So you either charge 3 gauge or gain 3 life. This is very important because if, let's say, you have the impact on your hand, the impact, which is Satan Buster Extreme, you basically want to use the charge gauge skill. And if you do not have this impact on the hand, you just gain a 3 life, because gaining 3 life if you have Dragon Shields and Shields in your hand, you're pretty much going to guarantee to survive next turn. 3 life is very, very valuable in Buddy Fight. 2 life value is equals to 1 card. So 3 life is gaining 3 life is not bad. So a 4 copy for common, sign me up. This should at least have been a uncommon in my opinion, but good for us. 4 copies. Next up, 4 copies of, yes, this card must be played in all Dragon World decks, Bart's X-Link. Unfortunately, this is a very expensive card now, but if you're going, since I'm doing a deck profile for a top tier, I would say one of the best builds. I've thought of it, but there are many other ways to build it. This card is a must play in at least 3 to 4. I play 4 because of consistency. This card just allows you to charge 2 gauge and get 1 card for free and gain 1 life, which is very good because getting gauge is just very helpful in the long run. So you can only cast this card if attack 3 or more times, which is pretty much guaranteed. You have so many double attacks in your deck. So yeah, and just look top 3 cards, choose one of them, add to your hand. So if you don't have your impact, you could actually look at top 3 cards and hope to draw an impact that you win, proceed to win the game. So yeah, this is a very, very good card. 4 copies. And I will remove these 4 cards. Alright, this is basically just a mini Dragonic Shoot. Destroy the size 1 monster and deal 1 damage to the opponent, which is kind of pointless. And pay 2 gauge to resend, it's just too expensive. You need to keep the gauge. So I'm taking this out to play 4 copies of Thunder Emperor Dragon Shield. This is from the Secret Pack, or you could get them as a rare. The booster pack comes as a rare. So if you have a Thunder Empire item equipped, you can nullify the attack and charge 1 gauge. Gauge is very important, and extra protection never harms. Alright. And I'll remove 4 copies. Alright, let's carry on. I'll remove 4 copies of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. This weapon to change up to Arc Dragon Sword Dracross. This is the latest weapon that is given to us. Pay 1 gauge and 1 life. This card on the field cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effect. Very, very, very good ability. Just like that, it shuts down so many decks that attempt to destroy items, which is very important because Thunder Empire is very item reliant. At the beginning of your attack phase, if a monster with Butts in the card name, it gets double attack. So basically, it's a double attack weapon that cannot be destroyed, and you play so many Butts. So this card is pretty much life all the time. This weapon is a God's blessing and it's a very, very powerful weapon. I'm really happy that we got this. 4 copies because the best weapon. Right, I'm not wrong, there's actually extra 4 cards because I put in 2. So I'm just gonna take this out. Nice Thunder is, yes, is a pretty nice card, but it just get outclassed by this which charge 3 gauge. And you can only use Nice Thunder second ability if you have 4 life or less, which is useful sometimes. But I don't really have the space. You could either replace for Bart's X-Link if you don't have Bart's X-Link, which is reasonable. Alright. 2 weapons. The reason why I keep these 2 weapons is because sometimes if you're playing against center heavy decks, this card is very, very powerful. When this card attacks for this turn, a monster or item on the field gains penetrate. So imagine you're fighting against decks like Dragon Zwei, which have a lot of Soul Guard. Give the Butts the penetrate, and your opponent is pretty much dead. Because the reason why we can't really kill Zwei easily is because they have a thick Soul Guard. You probably won't be able to reach their life points. But with the penetrate ability, which Butts didn't have for a really long time, you can now mow through their life points faster. So this is a very, very good card to use if you're fighting against center base heavy decks. Maybe Atora not so much, because Atora has the ability to nullify damage, which is a pain in the butt. And finally, for the impact, this card is, I won't say this is a bad card, but this card is pretty useful. You may cast this card if 2 or more Thunder Empire on the field. Pay 2 gauge, destroy all monsters on the opponent's field and deal 2 damage to the opponent. So it is pretty much like a control impact. Actually, back in the days, this will be considered very powerful because you can just pay 2 gauge to control your opponent's board and yeah, deal 2 damage. So it's not bad. But we're gonna go for the new winning image, as shown in the anime. Turbulent Thunder Spear X Tempest Buster Ulti Buster. X Tempest Ulti Buster. Yeah, so this is the brand new X Tempest Buster that Gao has gotten from the Guru's training. Alright. You may only cast this card if you have attacked 4 times or more during this turn, and if you have a card with Butts in the card name on the field, and an item equipped. Cast cost. Pay 12 gauge. Wow, sounds very difficult, right? This gauge is the gauge cost is reduced by the number of times your card attacks during this turn. So let's count. You have double attack 1, 2, double attack 3, 4, single attack in the center, 5, then will weapon attack twice, 6, 7. So you just like that you drop by 7 gauge. So 7 minus it's about 5. Then let's not forget if you use the resending skill, there's another 3 attacks. So it's basically a 3 gauge to use this card. 3 gauge should deal 20 damage to your opponent. Deal 20 damage to your opponent, this damage cannot be reduced. Very, very powerful impact card. Especially if you build the deck right. Basically what you want to build the deck is to be gauge efficient, gain lots of gauge and just go for game. Because we start with 7 hand cards. So drawing to stuff is not very difficult. And you have a lot of draw power such as Spear and him. So this is a very, very powerful card. Especially it helps fix the problem that we had against Dragon Zwei, which is a 20 life bullshit. But right now we can use just swing for fun and just impact. You die. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my how to upgrade video. I hope this video will help you guys achieve the victory you desire. And of course, after you're done with upgrading your deck, reward yourself by giving yourself SP cards. I'm just kidding, you can just play the normal cards. But yeah, and thanks for watching. So if you guys want to buy singles like these to upgrade your Thunder Empire deck, be sure to check out www.buddy-mart.com. Link in the description down in the description box down below. That's my shop basically. If you want to buy single from me, I actually just mail them out after you buy, so you have my assurance I won't scam. And if you guys do not have any of these cards or the trial deck at all, you guys can also buy the full deck. I'll be putting this deck up for sale up in the website. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. Peace out and love you guys. Rawr.